Maxxair fan. It's going in.
He's decided.
Right, so the Maxxair fan, when you get it, it comes in a box. If you get the Deluxe with the remote and the fan, you get the actual fan unit. Oh, crikey. You get a remote unit which controls it and can be temperature controlled as well, I think. You get a bag with some crimp connectors in and some fixings for fixing it in. You get the inner decorative and the outer seal plate. And fitting it is really quite simple in the grand scheme of things. It may seem daunting cutting a hole in your roof, but if you do it right, you should never have a problem. If you do it right, you should never have a problem. So what you're going to need to fit this in your van is a drill and driver, or just a drill with a driver bit, a jigsaw if you're going through your van roof. We've made our roof already and it's timber, so I'm going to use the multi-tool with a flat blade on and cut up because I've already measured it all out. But again, if you're doing a van roof, you'll need some masking tape and a marker. You need some butyl tape. Now butyl tape is, let's give that to Shell.
Turn it around so I can see what I'm filming. Right.
So butyl tape is self-amalgamating flexible tape, and you can see it's sticky. So what you'll end up doing with this is putting layers on here, and then that will create a seal around there. Now this is quite thin, but you can build it up in layers because, as I say, it's self-amalgamating, so it'll all compress together. You're going to need some sealant adhesive. Now we've got the Puriflex. I know a lot of people use Sikaflex, and that's fine, but Puriflex is actually made by Sikaflex. If you look at the ingredient list, the chemical makeup, it's very similar. So yeah, we're using this. It's half the price of Sikaflex, and it does just as good of a job, and it stays flexible. But you use what you want. Sikaflex is out there on the market. 3M make a marine adhesive sealant as well. You need something to clean your roof with once you've finished cutting. So we've got some isopropyl alcohol and a rag. And if you are cutting through the metal of your roof, you'll need some paint, whether that's primer or iron oxide paint, because you'll need to paint around your edges and seal them up as well. Now, if you were doing your roof, your van roof, you'd pick your space where you're going to have it, and you pick it between two of the supporting cross beams. You can see our old cross beams here from our old roof. So you go between two of those and you pick your spots, and then you'd put your base on, and what you're aiming for is the outside of this line. So you would be drawing around that and then giving a couple of mil. Then what you would do is you would tape over, I'll put some illustrations up as well, but you would tape over the metal where your line is, so you're not going to damage your top metal work. Then you would drill the corners of where you're going to cut with a decent drill bit, put your jigsaw in and jigsaw around them marks. I know it seems daunting, but it's not really that bad. As I say, with ours, when we built the roof, I allowed for the Maxxair fan recess there. So what I'm going to do is cut through here. You can see the fiberglass layer and the OSB.
Perfecto.
Right, so I've got my framework in, and I'm just going to drill these two front corner holes with a little drill. There's one. There's two. And what I'll do is I'll just locate 2 screws in for now, and that'll hold steady whilst I just drill the rest. and it won't move. The drill holes, that's all the screw holes drilled out, crikey. Let's take them out, take that off, and we'll clean it all up now. So I'll give it a clean first with some isopropyl. So that's just rubbing alcohol, but it's just going to clean any dirt or grease or grime off the surface for adhering. The sticky stuff too, and it dries off really quickly. I'm going to roll some butyl tape around this edge here. Now I'm going to have to build up this because it's definitely a couple of layers deep. So I've got a good wedge of butyl tape in there now, and that's nice and sticky. Now I'm going to do 2 layers of Puriflex. I'm going to do one to catch this inside edge in the recess we've got. You won't have this because you'll just have the metal frame and go straight down on it. So I'm going to Puriflex all in here, and then I'm going to cease it down, screw it down, and then Puriflex all around the outside and over the screw heads. Special ones again. Right, so let me just stop me a second there. If you are fixing this to your metal roof, you will need to make a wooden frame. We didn't need to make one because I'd already built it into the timber structure of the roof before I fiberglassed it. But yeah, if you're fitting it into your van with a metal roof, you're going to need to make a timber frame. Making it from inch by inch timber or using batten, if you've got some batten from doing your floor, anything will do. Just make the square frame the same size as your template, so when you fix your fan down to your roof, it creates a compressive sandwich onto the seal because you're screwing down into the wooden frame underneath the actual fan frame. And that will then compress the metal in between with the sealant adhesive and the butyl tape, and you'll be good to go. Right, onwards with the video. My front edge is this edge, and it's going in there like that, lining up like that. And I should just be able to then grab some screws and screw it in. Okay, so I'm screwed down and I've got some excess of the butyl tape sticking out, so I'm going to trim that back in a second. Let's just clean this off first, because I'm going to go over all my heads now as well and seal everything in nice and watertight. That's good. So I'm going to run the outside one last clean, and then all sealed up, nice and neat. So this then just sits over like that and locks in like that. And there we go. Do the honours.
Let's see.
Off it goes.
Hey! A working maxi fan. I could just give off a lot of
Don't know what happened to the end, but I did record a nice little sequence fitting the fixing screws in, but that's disappeared. So with the lid open, there's 4 holes and they take the 4 biggest headed screws that you get in the pack. You can see highlighted in green here, there's 2 either side. You have to give a little bit of downward force because there is a rubber seal around the inside of the framework, and that will compress the fan down into there then, and you can screw the fan in tight, and then once the lid's closed, obviously those screws are covered over. So you lift the lid, you put all 4 in, and that's the fan fixed permanent then. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this one and you found it useful. If you have, please give us a thumbs up, and if you like the content you're watching, please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much. Bye for now.